This
All
is
right.
Legacy Battle. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button. I'm Michael Adams, my co-host tonight from the Gridiron Battle Zone, Brian King. Joining us for a career interview is German tennis player. She has 242 career wins with 3 ITF titles, winning in 1994 the WTA Most Impressive Newcomer Award. So we want to welcome Marketa Kochta. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, the names sometimes from other countries get me, but I I got
Yeah,
I
but
got
but
through.
you did a very good job. You did a very good job because usually they say Kochta.
All right.
Well, but that's okay because my boyfriend calls me like that, and it's fun.
All right. Well, a good start. So let's jump into our Q&A. Brian, go ahead.
Okay, so Marketa, as I understand it, your father was your tennis coach, and your older sister Renata was a tennis player as well. So, what were those early days like for you as you were learning the game and beginning to compete at the junior level?
Well, yeah, my father was my coach, and he was also the coach of my older sister, 2 years older. And well, he used to be a very good ice hockey player, and he was the world champion and also second and third at the Olympics. So it was a really tough coach because yeah, but he did a very good job, and he was very talented playing tennis. So he taught us everything, although he never played tennis before professionally. But I think it was very good growing up with my sister on the court. Um, Even though, well, she was older and better, and she started earlier than me, but that kept me going and going. And well, I think it was in the earlier days. For me, it was I was more outside of the court. I was playing and hitting the wall. And then my father, he realized that I really could play tennis as well. So he took me on the court as well. And yeah, so that's how I started. And I grew up with my father as a coach, and we started to go to all the tournaments, and like all the others actually do. And the beginnings are not that easy, but it was a very nice time. It was a very nice time. Yeah.
Who did you look up to in the tennis world growing up and why?
That's very easy. Chris Everett.
Oh,
Yes, Chris Everett, USA. Yeah, because my mom never played tennis, but she loved her. She loved her style, the way she moved on the court, and especially the backhand. So I was supposed to learn her backhand. So, and then since then, she was really my idol, and I was watching her matches whenever I could watch them on TV, and I like her until now. She was a very good player, and well, as I say, the appearance on the court was just great.
so at 16 years old, you have one of your best showings in a major at the Australian Open, making it to the third round, taking out American Heather Ludoff. I know you said you had to look up that one, and
Yes.
Japanese player Maya Kitakawi. What do you remember about that tournament at such a young age and doing that well?
To tell you the truth, it was hot. The heatness.
Oh yeah,
No,
Australia.
I remember that for sure. I was dying on the court. It was so hot. And well, I really had to look up who I played because I didn't remember, and I don't remember so many things from my career. But yeah, as you said, I was 16 years old, young, and I don't know, I took it for granted to win and to play well and to fight and just to go on. And so for me it was not that special actually, because I really was you I mean it sounds maybe a little bit yeah, weird, but I was raised to win, not to think about losses. And well, I won the World Championships and Orange Bowl and all the junior team tournaments as well. So for me, it was something that I really wanted. I didn't want to play the junior tournaments. I wanted to play the women's tournaments. And it was actually, it was tough for me to lose in the third round against Leila Meshki. I looked it up as well. I didn't know that anymore. But I know that if I would have won that match, I would have played Monica Seles. And I really, really would have loved to play her. She was first seeded. And I know I would have played her on the big center court and with this great atmosphere. But I think that was what made me lose in the end, because I was just too nervous and I just wanted it too much. So this is what I really remember.
So Marketa, at 18 years old, you had the highest ranking of your career. You had matches at Wimbledon and U.S. Open, made it to the third round of the French Open, and you were nominated for Newcomer of the Year. So that season, that year was so special for you. What was it about that year that made it so special? Was there something were you really starting to adapt to the game? Was something in your routine? How was that becoming so special for you?
I guess it's just the time. When the right time comes, your work pays off. And I really worked hard for a very, very long time. I had many injuries before that as well, although I was only 18. But it was also that year. I remember I was traveling by myself or with my boyfriend, so without a coach mostly. And I think I was more relaxed and just enjoying that I can play again. I was not injured, and that made me feel a little bit loose. And so I was not that nervous, I guess. I really I wanted it so much, but I enjoyed it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's it.
So 1994, the Pan Pacific Open in Tokyo, you were able to defeat the great Gabriela Sabatini in straight sets, 7-6, 7-5. So what was that match like for you, and how were you able to defeat her?
Well, this I remember very well because it was right after the Australian Open, and I wasn't sure if I should go there and play there. I wasn't feeling that well, but in the end, I went to Tokyo and I loved it there. The tournament was great, the organization was great, and the hotel, everything. Japan is beautiful, it's great, and I felt comfortable, and I was there by myself, all alone, without a coach, without anybody. So I know I won the first round, and then in the second round I had to play Gabby. And I remember that the match before, when I played her, I lost like 6-1, 6-0 in Germany when I played her. I think that was it. And I didn't have to lose anything. So I just went there, and the first round I played at the Tokyo Pan Pacific Open. Toray or Pan Pacific? I don't know. In Tokyo, there are more tournaments. So I don't know how this one was called, but it was an indoor tournament, and I loved the fast courts. I loved them so much, and that was a very fast court. So I felt very comfortable after the first round. I played really well, and I was just going for it. And I think I was down in the first set like 5-1, and still I won the set. Yeah, it was incredible. I from then on I played such a great tennis. But the best thing about the tournament was that Steffi Graf, she called me and she asked me if I want to play doubles with her. So at that tournament, wow. Yeah, so I was really happy about it. I knew her, and I always admired her. She was such a great person and unbelievable sportsman. So she went there to dinner with me, and she kind of took care of me there because I was there by myself. And she came to watch that match, and she was so much cheering up for me. So I
Yeah.
always was looking at her all the time, and that made me feel so comfortable. And it was really, really nice. And she was so happy after that match that I won because she wanted me. She wanted me to get better and to improve, and that was really, really great. So I felt incredibly, incredibly good after that match. Yeah, and we
So,
played doubles there, and we lost first round. I think we had a very, a very strong opponent, but anyways, my doubles was not that good.
so you said you like to play fast. That kind of goes with this question. What is your court preference? The clay, grass, hard court? What'd you play best on, and what was the hardest court for you to play on?
If it's ironic because I grew up on clay courts in Europe, and the first time I went to play on hard court, on a faster court, was the Orange Bowl in 1988, 1989. And that was the first time I went to play there. I didn't even know what kind of shoes to wear. So that was really weird. But from the first moment on, I stepped on that hard court. I just knew that's the court I love. I was into the hard court. So that was my best surface, the hard court. Although I won many matches on clay court as well, but hard court, that was it. It was faster, it was clean, it was yeah, perfect bounce, and that's what I liked a lot about it.
Well, I mean, you mentioned your success on those courts, but also the Australian Open. That was probably your best Grand Slam. So what about that event sort of stood out to you?
Yeah, the Australian Open was always my best tournament. I was always so much looking forward to it the whole year. We were starting the season in Australia. So Melbourne was always just great. I love Brisbane as well, and Australia. The people, they are so nice. I still have friends there. We're still in touch. It's a great country, and it makes you feel so good and so relaxed. And even though it's very hot sometimes, I love to play there because also there's the hard court, but rebound ice, which is a little bit softer than the usual hard court, and the balls bounce higher. So I like that a lot. I liked it a lot. So Australia, you have my heart.
Yeah, I think played won 12 times in 19 matches there. Very impressive. But yeah, so let me move into my last question here. So I know you've played some of the all-time greats, but let's take them out of this equation. Who is a player that you had a really hard time beating that was not an all-time great, and then vice versa, maybe a player that just couldn't get the best of you? You kind of, just kind of owned them or dominated them, so to speak.
Well, I think I always had problems to play. I cannot say a name, but I always had problems to play players that were really good on clay court. I was never patient. I just wanted to go for it, for the shot, and play fast, play hard, just short rallies. And so the specialists for clay court were very tough for me. So that's what I didn't like. And on the other hand, I loved to play against lefties because they served to my backhand, and my backhand was always much better than my forehand. So I liked to play against lefties. And again, there's no name, like it was in common.
So don't want to throw anyone under the bus. We understand. It's fine.
No
Very
names.
diplomatic answer.
That's right.
Okay, so I got a fun question to wrap this one up. We got
Okay.
Marketa Kochta. I'm
Ah,
sorry, Kotka. Marketa
go.
Kochta versus Renata Kotka in their prime. Who's going to win this match? Who should I put my money on?
Well, I would say Kochta.
Go on diplomatic again. Okay.
That like if
No,
you were playing
no,
against her, what's your strengths and weaknesses?
with my sister,
Yeah.
or all right. So, well, my sister, as I said, she's 2 years older than me. She started to play tennis earlier than me. She looks completely different than me. She's so tall and skinny, and so she played a completely different tennis. And while of course she helped me a lot, when I could practice with her. I grew up with her, and she was always better than me, and that's why I got better and better, because I practiced with a better player. I knew from the beginning that she was lazy. She didn't like to run at all. She was just hitting the ball so hard, very hard. She had one of the best serves in the world. I think I remember at one time she had the uh, third fastest speed, the serve. I don't know what year it was, but I knew I had to play drop. I had to make her run, so that was how I could win. And well, yeah, that's it actually.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, giving us your time. I'm glad we were able to work that out. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you for talking to you. It was very nice. Thank you.
Remind everybody, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great night.